Have you ever wondered what it would be like if we could see the future? Imagine having that foresight. Today, we delve into the Gospel reading from Luke 17:26-37. This passage paints a vivid picture of the end times and the return of the Son of Man. It's a profound narrative that urges us to stay prepared and watchful. These themes are not just about the end times. They're remarkably relevant to our everyday lives. Life is unpredictable, and it's essential to be prepared for whatever comes our way. It's about having a plan, but also being flexible enough to adapt when circumstances shift unexpectedly. In the same vein, the Gospel encourages us to maintain a vigilant spiritual life. Just as we prepare for life's uncertainties, we must also nurture our spiritual health and readiness. The Gospel reminds us that just as we prepare for unforeseen events in our daily lives, we should also be prepared for our spiritual journey. Imagine two builders, one who built his house on rock and the other who built his on sand. Can you see it? Two men, two visions, two outcomes. The tale of the two builders isn't just a parable, it's a lesson in preparedness, vigilance, and the foundation of faith. Picture this: the builder who chose to build his home on the rock. He symbolizes those who are prepared, those who have a solid foundation in their faith. His house, set firmly on the rock, is unshakable, undeterred by the buffeting winds or the pounding rain. On the other hand, we have the builder who chose sand as his foundation. It may have been easier, quicker perhaps, but what happens when the storms come? His house, like his faith, is shaky, unstable. It's not prepared for the trials that life inevitably brings. This parable, my friends, is a mirror held up to our lives, a reflection of our spiritual preparedness. It echoes the Gospel reading from Luke, urging us to be vigilant, to be prepared. Just as Noah was prepared for the flood, so too must we be prepared for the trials that come our way. But how do we prepare? How do we ensure our house, our faith, is built on rock and not on sand? It starts with a strong foundation, a deep, unwavering faith that can weather any storm. It's about being vigilant, keeping our eyes open to the signs around us, listening to the whispers of the Spirit. It's about living each day with purpose, with intention, with love. It's about filling our hearts with the Word of God, letting it guide us, strengthen us, transform us. It's about turning to God in prayer, seeking His guidance, His wisdom, His peace. So let's ask ourselves, when the storms of life come, when we're faced with trials and tribulations, would we rather be the builder with the house on rock, standing tall and strong in our faith, or the one with the house on sand, unprepared and shaken? So, in the face of life's storms, would you rather be the builder with the house on rock, or the one with the house on sand? Now let's take a moment to reflect on our own lives. Just like the unseen truth and the tale of the two builders, our lives are a testament of the choices we make. The spiritual realm, though unseen, is as real as the air we breathe, as tangible as the ground beneath our feet, and our spiritual preparedness, like the foundations of the builders, determines the solidity of our lives. So, let's ask ourselves, how prepared are we? Are we like the wise builder who built his house on a rock, ensuring a strong spiritual foundation? Or are we like the foolish one who built his house on sand, neglecting the importance of a sturdy spiritual base? To assess our level of spiritual preparedness, let's ponder over a few things. Are we investing time in daily prayer, communicating with our Creator, acknowledging His omnipresence in our lives? Are we devoting ourselves to regular Bible study, immersing in the wisdom of the Word, understanding the teachings? Are we actively involved in a faith community, sharing our spiritual journey with others, learning from their experiences and offering our insights? These are not merely activities, they are the bricks and mortar of our spiritual edifice. They help us build a robust spiritual foundation that can withstand any storm life may throw at us. But remember, it's not about doing these things for the sake of doing them. It's about genuine engagement, sincere involvement. It's about developing a personal relationship with God, understanding His will, and aligning our lives accordingly. Just as the builders had a choice, we too have a choice. We can choose to build our spiritual lives on a solid foundation, ensuring our spiritual preparedness. Or we can ignore the importance of this foundation, leaving our spiritual lives vulnerable. Remember, the time to prepare is now, not when the storm hits, but before. So, Let's ask ourselves today, am I prepared? It's a question worth pondering, an answer worth seeking. It's a journey worth embarking on. Because at the end of the day, it's our spiritual preparedness that determines the strength of our spiritual house, and a strong spiritual house is a beacon of light in the darkest of storms.